Oh boy. Can I get anything right? We're here in the game cave. She's cranking up her Roblox right as we speak. And I'm appreciating the volumetrics of the gazongas.
Is that correct?
Twin Peaks. What's wrong? All right. I'm trying to get this carrot cake gone. Sugar, bad. I give kids, if they want ice cream, I give them a big bucket of ice cream. Eat all you want.
Slamming it.
If you saw, yeah, I'm sorry too, and I just don't want you to get upset like that, because they start smashing the computer, it's gonna be broken. You know, and it didn't help. You know, doesn't help to have a tantrum. Doesn't change anything. As I said yesterday, anybody that was watching, I was like, you know, it was all that we're doing live streams. She was watching live streams while I was working full time for a year on YouTube Kids, and so she wants to stream, and she's learning, and everything's really stimulating her. She just sat in there for hours on the spelling block people animated thing, alpha blocks, I think alphabet blocks or something like that, just because she wants to type, you know, she wants to communicate. Because she saw on Roblox how they were communicating stuff. But the thing she had a tantrum about is she was playing Roblox, and I'm trying to do a live stream, and you know, it's like, they're like, okay, well, you're a streamer now, and it's going to be a copyright violation and everything. Everybody should violate those copyrights as much as possible. In the name of Aaron Swartz, the internet's own boy. You know, I saw a panel of the time, I say this over and over again, saw a panel of top lawyers meet at a graphics conference on, you know, digital property, right? And it was like, the government should not be in the business of propping up your failed business model. Everybody was pissed. All this murmuring, all this stuff like that. And so, well, let me put it this way. It's like saying you sell bottled water and you want the government to go around and, you know, give people citations for collecting rainwater. Because your software, your digital property or whatever, is raining down over the internet like rainfall. People can put out a bucket and collect it, right? Your problem is you're charging too much, right? You got millions of people that don't have any money, right? You need to charge less. Then everybody will buy your stuff, right? If you make it so expensive it's easier for them to just download it. Because, it's your fault. And the government shouldn't be, trying to incarcerate people for just putting out a rain barrel and catching a rain barrel. Now, but, this stream is about attention deficit disorder and hyperactivity disorder. So, yeah, I know what I'm talking about and where this is going. She had a tantrum. Why? Because we're doing a live stream and we had been playing an educational YouTube documentary video, and she did something on her computer and it started it to play because she has a dual monitor, and the educational video usually plays on one monitor. So I'm like, dear, just let me stop the audio on this, and I'm sure I was ham-handed in her view, that maybe I messed up her hobby navigation. But she had a big tantrum, huge meltdown. And I'm real sorry that I did that. But, you got to make a living, dear. We can't it can't be just playing around. We got to earn, build an audience and everything like that. She wants to be a streamer. Got to be professional, and we got to fight this copyright crap. So in order to continue our work, I needed to stop the audio that she was broadcasting. Just because of this copyright. So, I encourage everybody to read Aaron Swartz, his writing, both technical and philosophical, ideological writing. And Aaron Swartz share his ideas and understand the value. A very painful thing for me is I have a mathematics degree that I got in the Deep South. I've never published a single mathematical paper. Right? We're so low level down here. Right? Because I was just not privileged enough to be in a school or an environment where you got that to that level. And one of the factors is ever since Reagan deregulated all that stuff, it's like whatever the market will bear, the big publishing companies could overcharge as much as they want for their stupid books, which are just, a calculus book. Isaac Newton wrote that stuff, and Leibniz wrote that stuff 400 years ago, and you're saying we're copyright this. You're just writing down the same crap that they wrote down and putting it out in a new edition of the calculus book for $150 a book. And you know what? We got some of the top Springer Verlag, very expensive books. My whole college career, I could afford one. Chernobyl, Insight from the Inside. I bought it. It cost $120 for one book. And I studied it really hard. And you know what? The Navy, I got involved. We had a nuclear research center called the Neely Nuclear Facility. I was living in Home Park. And it had a crack containment vessel. And they had a license that said they could, since it's crack, will license you to routinely release a certain amount of radioactivity. Yeah, the NRC did that. So these little old ladies, they were like, we just don't trust these guys. And this one little old lady, she did a Freedom of Information Act thing on the Neely facility. And every year they had to send in windrows data. Windrows is where they put these detectors out in a big circle around the facility, nuclear facility, and they measure, is there strontium, is there cesium, is there some fission product going out, some toxin going out, and if so, how much? It's pretty expensive to do. So naturally, they didn't care. We're like Department of Energy. Somebody said they're DOE. That's the Department of Nuclear Weapons. They're probably, energy. Yeah, bombs is more like it. They're probably doing research on multiple independently targetable reentry vehicles, MIRVs, because they put a cobalt irradiator in the middle of our neighborhood, right on the tech campus, and the reactor itself had a crack containment vessel. And they faked the data. In other words, the first year they had a 5-year license, they collected the windrows data. And the next year, they sent a copy of that day. It's a big, thick sheath. They sent the same thing in. Nobody compared it. But this little old lady brought it to me. She said, this is the same data every year. They've been sending it. It's been 5 years. They don't even know what they have released because they hadn't been looking at what they released. Right? Interestingly, the tech president got some weird brain tumor. But you know, the Bluff is right there. Home Park was also a poor neighborhood. It gentrified or whatever because of tech. But the Bluff, it's called English Avenue. If you cross the railroad tracks from the tech campus, like right over there, it's the most dangerous neighborhood in Atlanta. Street dealing going on, gangs. Right next to tech, and it's like they're driving it down. You know, they're just driving it step by step, lower and lower down. Because big developers, this is an aspect of it. Of course, there are other factors. Racists say it's because they're black. They don't want to live over there. They would live in Roswell if they could, right? But they're put over there, right next to the tech campus, and you're leaking from a nuclear reactor. You don't know what for 5 years. And they came to me and they were like, you're getting a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. Nobody will listen to us because we're, little grannies over here in the Deep South or whatever. But we didn't trust them. And this is clearly fraudulent. It was. And so we filed a licensing intervention with the nuclear relicense. They were up for relicensing, and there's going to be a public comment period. Campaign for Prosperous Georgia, Georgians Against Nuclear Energy, Women's Action for New Direction. All these groups were involved. They all got together, and they got me to be the nuclear expert because I was the math guy and I knew nuclear stuff. I had studied, I was interested in nuclear physics, and Einstein and equals MC squared is fascinating stuff. So I knew something about it. And when that lady came to me, she's like looking over her shoulder. She's like, I'm afraid they're after me. I was like, I don't blame you. And the chairman of the math department, Fred Massey, he told me I better watch my back. He says, that's GTR, man. So that's hardcore people. You're messing with them. Man, they're messing with me. I live over there. And you want to tell me they're leaking out stuff? They're like... When we have information now that tells us that atmospheric testing killed more American people than Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined, look it up. Don't take my word for it. You expect me to just sit back and let these guys spill nuclear stuff on poor neighborhoods? No. I'm going to squawk, buddy. And I got up. Man, we sent letters. When we filed the intervention, I'd been working for Amnesty International. I had addresses of heads of state over the entire world. And the focus is 1996 is the Olympic Games. So it's going to be right there. A cobalt irradiator right there in a cracked nuclear containment vessel. And a fraud, obvious, fraud. And that their license, it was revoked. Right, but we dang sure. I sent a letter to the Queen of England. I said, this is what happened. And I got a letter back. I lost it. But I could be lying, but maybe I'm not. No, I got a letter from Her Majesty has commanded me. It was the scrivener of Her Majesty. It was, Her Majesty has commanded me. Ooh, that woman. She could single-handedly end world hunger. Super rich or whatever. Her Majesty has commanded me that she appreciates your letter. And that she's taken note of your views. These Koreans, I was working at a mathematics assistance complex, and these Koreans said, you're on the front page of the Korean newspapers all over Korea. You. Because I sent letters to Korean heads of state saying we're about to have the Olympic Games. This is what happened. We got this cobalt irradiated there with 500,000 curies of cobalt 60. These guys, you've had 6 safety officers have quit, right? They sent in fraudulent windrose data. They don't know what they've leaked for the last 5 years. Yeah. I was brought into the system. Sam Hite, he was like, if you do anything like this again, you're fired. So it's, I'm a student. I have constitutional rights, freedom of speech. He says, no, if you take employment with the state of Georgia, by doing that, you waive your freedoms of constitutional rights. That's what he said. So I assure you, if anything like this happens with you again, you're going to be terminated. That's where we live, buddy. Give him this carrot cake. Trying to get up here in battle mode. I have Vanunu stories, man. I did not know Vanunu. He was Sephardic, and he had serious hostility towards what he saw as Ashkenazi domination of Israeli politics. And all the information that I had, I got interested in his case because I thought it was real mean what was done to him. Well, and this is controversial. I don't. I mean, can you really? And Chinese people said to me, they're like, the United States is in all this hysteria because we've got thermonuclear weapons. They have it. Why can't we have it? We need that. If we don't have that, we could get blown up. Notice they didn't. As soon as we tested the thermonuclear weapon, they started talking to Chairman Mao. Tricky Dicky. Richard Nixon or whatever. I had Chinese people say this to me, trying to understand the American mentality. To even call it a mentality, it's pure madness, if you ask me. But, okay, what controversial I'm about to say? Yeah. Thermonuclear weapons, it's not that complicated. They say, now, people are kind of getting the hint that it's easy to make a nuclear weapon. It's just, it's practicality of delivery is the issue, because you just need to take enough of your fissionable material and slam it together really hard, just briefly, to get a little bit of the nuclear energy out, a small amount. And there's such a vast amount of energy there that if you get just a little bit, it's like Hiroshima. You know how much of a yield is that? I think you can calculate it. It's about 1/100,000 of 1% of the nuclear energy in the mass of the weapon that was delivered to humans. The one that was 64 kilograms. Yeah, 64 kilogram mass, right? Yeah, all you got to do is you take. Let's make it simple. The speed of light is you got equals mc squared. That's the mass, 64 kilograms, right? And the speed of light squared, what is that? Well, speed of light, let's just say 300,000 meters per second. No, that's wrong. 300 million meters per second. How many zeros is this? 8 zeros. 300 million meters per second. So when you square that, right, you got 8 zeros. Well, 5th grade, 4th grade math, you learn that's 8 plus 8, 16 zeros, right? You square that, it's got 9 and 16 zeros. That's 90 trillion meters squared per second squared. You know how far 90 trillion meters, if you have a radius of 90 trillion meters, that's about 9.5 light years. You got 12 stars in that distance. It's a huge number, right? So What Einstein was saying with the mass energy equivalence is that the energy, which is measured in joules, if you want to know what a joule, you know what watts are, right? Watts are joules per second. So if you turn on your gas range, you get about 2,500 joules per second, right? We call that watts, right? Kilogram meters per second squared. Kilogram meters per second, kilogram meters per second squared. That's a parentheses around the meters per second. So it's meters squared per second squared, right? Per second. And then that's watts, right? Okay, so E equals mc squared says the joules, right? The energy, the kilogram meters squared per second squared, is equal to the mass times the square of the speed of light, right? So we got, what, 90 trillion meters squared per second squared. Let's just round it down to 60 kilograms, and so we'd have 6 times 9 is 5.4. You know what that is? You square that, that's 16 zeros, and multiply it by 60, that's 17 zeros. That's a huge number. Huge. It's billions of times what is coming out of your gas range. Billions. Right? And what Einstein said, I don't have the, basically said, well, the problem is like you could take your nuclear material, your uranium or whatever, put 2 pieces of it in a cannon, like make a cannon, seal off the end of the cannon, right? And put this piece of uranium here and the other here and set this charge to detonate and fire them together and blast them together really hard, and then surround this whole contraption with a cement on a boat. So the issue is like when that little bit of nuclear energy comes out, you cannot hold that together. It's so powerful, nothing can hold it together. So people were like, well, you can't make an atom bomb because you would not be able to deliver it. You'd have to put all this granite and all this stuff around it just to even get a little bit of a yield out of it. All right, so what is that? That's 5.4 quintillion. It's not even quadrillion or trillion. So when that bomb goes off, you just get a little itty bitty tiny bit of that nuclear energy out, because that's a vast amount of nuclear energy in mass, in any mass. And the issue is you can't get it out. You cannot get it out. You have to take a material that already has a heavy nucleus, right? That you have a possibility of a chain reaction. A critical mass that you assemble together such that, a critical mass is where you get a sustained reaction where it doesn't increase or fade out, right? But if you go above that, right, you got a nuclear explosion. So, all this stuff about, they're always talking about, nuclear energy, for peace, peace of the world. They want to, they jive in that. That's bad stuff and cause cancer. The radiation is bad enough. And they say, it's low level. Let me tell you, the low level is worse, right? That's what everybody drank in their milk, when they did all this atmospheric testing on nuclear weapons, and the cows are eating all the grass that has radioactive stuff, dust on it, and we're drinking that. Killed more people in America than Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. And you want to, tell me to watch my back for squawking? Man, I am watching my back. They're killing us. These guys, you don't know what kind of psycho mental ill people these are. Let me see if I can get up in here. But yeah, the Tech campus, right at the Neely Nuclear Facility. And I said, I'm leaving, there's going to be a bomb. you know, because there was some terrorist going around. He's bombing the gay bars, the women's, the lesbian bars. You know, he was like, I'm an army of God, and you know, we've got to kill these lesbians, bomb them. So I was like, man, this guy's, you know, we had the what is that? The Unabomber was saying stuff, and then we had this guy was saying stuff.
3, 2, 1, go. Get out of my way.
I don't know what I'm even is doing. Yes. This is sort of like close quarter stuff, I think. I don't know, man.
We have taken the lead. We're losing the lead.
Well, you know, you got to try it to find out what's going on. No reason to get excited. We feel that life is for the choke, but you and I, we've been through that, and it's just not our thing. So let's start talking copyright. A violation it is. I need to look at my map. Man, what are these people coming up in here trying to kill me? Man, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just... Oh. Man, that did not work. Let me get away. Help. Where is somebody? Oh, no. Oh! This America. And I was just minding my own business. Jump. Leave me alone. Okay. What is that I got on? I don't even know what weapon I'm carrying. Kill me now! I try to get away. I'm trying to try. Man, somebody kill these guys. With the behinds up in here, messing with me. I did not do nothing. Oh, and there he go. Hey, thank you. I'm going after you.
You have 2 minutes.
Stop.
You have won the match.
Alright, so see, I don't even know what I'm even is. Yeah, this is my daughter's squad. Probably losing on my combat point limit. But yeah, I know I was talking about Vanunu and that Ashkenazi Sephardic thing. Ashkenazi are controlling everything, and I hate them, and you know, they're not even Jews. Whatever. And then he converts to Christianity. Oh God.
3, 2,
What a mess.
1, go. Let's get things started.
I didn't know about that. I did, you know, and back to what I was going to say about being controversial. Yeah, Israel. Yeah, they got nuclear weapons, right? But hey, so what? You know, everybody does. You think Japan doesn't? My God, crazy. Something that simple. Anybody got a cannon can make one. That now that they're realizing, oh, What do you do? I mean, I saw it coming. I did. What do you do with that? I don't know. I'll try to, you know, I'll think about it and try to think about why or how. What is this? Come on. Why are they so far over here? I can't get, oh, okay. That's better. Oh, you don't like me, do you? What, Munchkin? So leave me alone. Man, I'm not messing with you. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. What? No, I'm trying to give my newscast show a thing, and y'all breaking my concentration, man. I can't focus on nothing with y'all bothering me like this. Get off of my back. Boo, I bite you, Junior. What? You're making me annoyance. That's what I am. Annoyance, that's my name. And I changed it because of you. What has he even got? Look at this awful, monstrous thing he's got. I gotta go look in his dang hangar.
We are running out of time.
I'll bite you, Junior. Come on, shoot. Look, you go ahead. You just go right ahead. I bite you, Junior. So I need to go and see what this, I don't know what this even is. And this guy, these are this droppers things. Okay, no, I'm not going to say it. I got to go into the hangar of I Bite You Junior. People are saying this, that these really high level guys, right, they come into these matches, they strip down their hangar. But really, they have, gone up way. So it's a way of gaming the system. So let's go find this I Bite You Junior and put him on the live stream and see what level he is. Where do I go to do that? Search. How do you search? No, it won't take anything but a number. How do you find I Bite You Junior? Hold on. Oh, 1-3. Look at his oh, that's his clan. Okay, God. What? I Bite You Junior. Let's see. Can I find him over here? I Bite You Junior. How do you find them? this. We're gonna go get mommy in a little bit. You want to? Sweetie? Among Us has sent me a direct message. Let's go a bit to this guy's hangar and see what he got. Let's check out his... thermal lance. Damage per magazine. Okay, let's check this guy's thing out. Damage per arc torrent. Yeah, that's pretty powerful there. Almost 11,000. Man, why am I gonna go up in there with that? That's just like, you know, and you saw anybody that watched that, man, it's like I was getting hit one time, boom, gone. And can't, you know, and the mortar, that one guy, he had one weapon and it was, yeah, he could stand over on the side of that red thing on that. Are you ready to go get mommy? But can we go in the car? Maybe we'll have an adventure and go get some more books and ride in the wagon. You want to do that? I'm gonna have to talk her into it in a minute. I'm gonna have to get off. But yeah. See what they doing? Oh, and see, did this break? Look at this. We just had this update. Oh, okay, no. Finally, it came back. Good. We had this update, and I've been having this with the chat. Okay, here's this guy. Let me go up in here in his hangar and see what he got. He's Seasons Division History. Okay, so he's been on for a long time. Calls himself God. Let's see how much damage this thing does. Alright, yeah. It does full, and it reloads in 5 seconds. Wow. EM rifle damage plus 8%, EM rifle range plus 8%.
I did it, I broke the middle.
Cool.
Oh no, I got it.
Let's see what he got here. Missile rack. God.
Well, I'm breaking it, I'm breaking
Yeah,
it. Come on, just press the button.
Nah. I'm not going on a control point clash with you, boy. With your punk little cheater behind. I'm not on your level. Why are you calling me into your combat thing at all? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, have I got an Ares in here? Let me just go, you know, let me go back. Let's see. Okay, I got this javelin right. So, but this thing level that we're on in this contest is not good for javelin rack. I need thermal lances. Everybody in there has got thermal lances. I need to disarm. Danger noodle. Yeah, see, I think what's more correct is
3, 2,
you get matched
1,
with somebody that's,
go.
you know, where you
Get out of
have
my way.
a chance.
We have taken the lead. Beacon capture failed. Beacon captured.
Let me see if I can get better at this.
Ghost identified. Well done.
Oh, come on.
Incoming fire.
You know my name. You better look up the number. You know my name. Look up the number. You know my name. You know my copyright violation thing.
Critical damage.
Danger noodle? I guess you have figured out. See, he has a chance.
Incoming fire.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Not a look good Come on, you guys. Don't you want to talk to me and get some coffee? Well, who do?
Incoming fire. You have 2 minutes remaining.
Oh, help. Okay, good. See, I think I stayed alive this time. Those who fight and run away may live to fight another day.
Victory imminent.
And he on fire up in here. Oh, it's 2 of them? Hell. If they hit me one time, I'm dead. Help me. And I'm scared of this.
You have won the match.
See, and that makes it, to me, it makes it more interesting that you can see, okay, I figured out something and I can win with this and get MVP. And then somebody, man, he's doing that. I can see he's doing it. I got to adapt, and they change up something and they get me. And I respect that. I enjoy it when I get blown and toastified. Some people get mad. But I mean, hey, it's a game. It's a sport. People get mad and they're like, well, I'm just going to figure out, try to get these little
3,
chimpanzees
2,
over here.
1.
I'm like season
Let's get
division
things started.
1 level, you know. Oh no, I did not.
We have taken the lead.
Feeling this. Okay, that's
We're losing the lead.
Beacon captured.
please. Oh, I don't like this guy coming in. I'm running away. Yep.
We have taken the lead.
Better look up the number. You know my name. That's right. Look up the number.
We're losing the lead.
See, you feel like you can at least practice and get better. See, oh, he too far away. If you want to stand there, I mean, I don't feel like that showed much talent on my part. I really don't. Because he just stood there. Okay, they know I'm here now, man. Let me go. Ooh, I want to get away. Hold on.
Incoming fire. Incoming fire.
I'm running. I'm not lying.
Damage. Noob identified. Incoming fire.
Yeah, see? I deserved that. I earned it. And the person had a chance to get my behind. What? Spell what?
Beacon captured. You have 2 minutes remaining. Beacon captured. Incoming fire.
We are running out of time.
Critical damage.
You see, when I put that thermal lance on his forehead, I'm just curious. I'm not going to try to struggle. But I suspect, man, he's like way above me that if he don't even try to move, he just sit there relaxed. He's like, your thermal lance, I'm so far ahead. Okay, 4. Okay. See that's a little bit. Oh, okay, so we're 10 after, and we're gonna get back on the stream as soon as we can. Thanks for tuning in. And if you want to hear explanation of how to build your own thermonuclear weapon, yeah. But you know, hey, the last thing I'm gonna say is, you know, people. I defended Vanunu because of cruel, inhuman, degrading punishment or treatment. All he did, I mean, he took pictures. He knew Israel was making thermonuclear weapons. I mean, who wouldn't? If you were Israel, would you not? I mean, if you were Japan, would you not secretly manufacture thermonuclear weapons if you have the technology? What kind of moron would not? And somebody can get all pissed off and cut you. How dare you say that? What if Nigeria? And that's where they show. What if Nigeria got nuclear weapons? They're going to get them. So you better stop screwing them up. You wanna go over there and give Paul Kagame a bunch of money to kill for all these people in Rwanda, and then pay him to go in and overthrow Mobutu and put that Kabila into power, and 5.5 million people die in Africa in the first and second Congo wars at U.S. taxpayer expense. You better be afraid that they're going to get thermonuclear weapons, because they can. They will. Right? So y'all need to stop doing the stuff that you're doing. And I know, a lot of people are like, what? Paul Kagame, who is that? What? Millions of people? What? 5.5 million people, first and second Congo war? What? U.S. taxpayers expense? What? Because y'all up in here watching Kim Kardashian tatas, titillating tatas or whatever. And y'all don't know what's going on. People are being killed. Yemeni people are being killed in Yemen. The Saudis are being bagged. Right? Man, and that's a mean family. The Saudi Arabian people is people. There's human beings over there too, right? But the Saudi royal family, man, it's like typical billionaires. They've changed, right? You notice how the world doesn't get better with these billionaires, right? It's because they change. Bill Gates, once he was a billionaire, he changed. I don't want to be a billionaire, man. We don't need that. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna get back on when I can and tune in for knowledge and gaming. And humility. I try to be humble, and sometimes I'm an annoyance, but I try to do the best I can. All right, so take